Hello, this is me from the future. So this is basically the first bunch of footage that I recorded when I decided I was going to do this. And if you remember from my intro video, I showed you that kind of bag that was knit using double knits. Um, now, when I started recording this stuff, obviously I didn't really know what I was doing. So I think the video that comes next is essentially a silent movie. so, so what I'm going to do, um, this is the bag, by the way, currently full of all the odds and ends that I've got, all the stuff that I emptied out, all those little kind of yarn balls that I emptied out of my knitting bag, and all my scraps now. So that's probably what that will be for, because you'll see. I'm not sure it's good for much, to be fair. Um, but yeah, so what happened? Uh, if you look at the video, um, I kind of come in just as I'm basically sealing the bottom. So what I did is obviously I started um, double knitting with the two chunky wools from Lidl. I'm going to say Lidl, um, but they're one's super chunky, one's chunky. So there's a bit of an issue. I don't know if you could see it here. So where I transitioned, for some reason, it's where I transitioned, the stitches were obviously pulled apart a bit here. So this is the super chunky, this is just chunky. Um, and that happened basically all the way through. Wherever it transitioned, then obviously there was just a size difference in the wool, which I didn't realize at the time. It's like literally like first time I tried mixing wools. That was the new thing that I learned on this project, was A, the double knitting, which I really like actually. I want to do more double knitting stuff, and B, the fact that I'm using two different size wools does actually make a difference apparently. So I basically knitted all this up, kind of started um, knitting in the round with with the yellow on the outside, green on the inside. Then decided every now and then I was going to just do a few bits of change over, so it just kind of started as little rectangles. And then I thought, okay, what happens if I start switching over fully to the other color that's on the inside? And that kind of created this area here. And then partway through that, I thought, okay, what happens if I start decreasing back to the other color, finish off? And then obviously it came out with this kind of arrowy type shape. I'm going to call it like Aztec design, Yeah, that's what it is. Um, and that's kind of where the project had gotten to. Obviously, I'd put some I-cord edging around the top, because I've decided I like doing I-cord edging now, and I try and put it where I want, everywhere I can at the moment, until I learn something new that becomes my new favorite. That's the way it works. Oh, there's actually a crochet needle in there as well. Um, yeah, so that was that bit. But then I thought, okay, I need to figure out how to knit a bottom. It's about almost as bad as, well, I won't spoil anything. But yeah, so I tried doing a crochet technique that I'd seen on when I was researching how to make bottoms of bags or something on YouTube. There wasn't really anything, but I did come across something where you kind of knit like, or crochet like a placemat. You kind of create a chain of crochets and then start going around that chain, building it up. And that's what this bottom is trying to be. Unfortunately, I bodged it so bad, but you'll see that, and that's pretty much where the footage begins. Okay, so this is where I'm at. So as you can see here, I've got this lump of a first attempt at a base. It seemed, when I measured it up, it seemed like it would work, but obviously it's pinched too much at the top, so it doesn't lie flat. It kind of works into a cone. Um, and obviously, in terms of matching it up with the edges, it was just way too short. So as you can see, there's a massive gap there. You know, it looks like it'd be great as a kind of like a maybe like a little hand hold to kind of reach in if you wanted to keep things covered, but that's not obviously the objective here. So this is me essentially recording myself pulling it apart, and as you can probably tell on my face along the way, I'm really loving this. But that's all part of it, you know. It's um, I'm quite comfortable with the fact that sometimes when you're learning something, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to have to go back and try and rethink things, redo things. Um, but yeah, so I kind of spent ages after obviously trying to, you know, I kind of got that sinking feeling as I was approaching this point. I don't think it's going to fit. Um, but yeah, so I just kind of thought I'd get everything, take everything apart at this point and just retry it. So then I tried to unravel it, and you can see it just I'm trying to see where I've gone wrong here, because you know it starts off with that little thing in the middle, and then it goes around. Obviously, it looks much better on the inside than the outside for some reason. Um, but yeah, it just really I can't figure out how it kind of turned into this mutant thing. It's meant to be like a flat placemat, you know, but I don't know if I was pulling too tight, if my chain wasn't long enough to begin with. Um, but yeah, it just kind of grew in a circular fashion, going up and around. And if you're someone who knows what they're doing, then yeah, if you can point out my problems, then feel free. Um, Now this is me now trying to reattach uh, the rest of uh, this modified bottom. Uh, so essentially, I kind of unraveled it, um, tried redoing it again, thinking, you know, I think it was probably better than before. I think I think it was something to do with the increases, because you're supposed to do like a certain amount of increases per round. I think kind of for it to be able to spread out, and I don't know that I was doing enough of them, which is a story that will become familiar as I go through these things. Um, uh, the 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 increases essentially, I think maybe pulled the lack of increases kind of pulled it in too much. So as I was knitting round and round, um, I wasn't I didn't have enough increases to kind of uh, spread it out so that it was flat as I was crocheting it. Um, and then in terms of uh, uh, you know, what I ended up with, it's still bad. I mean, did you see that bottom at the beginning of the video when it was at finally attached? But yeah, so here I am just threading through miles and miles of thread to attach it to the bottom, and it took a long time. You can see the strap on my wrist there. That was just from the crocheting. Uh, I haven't had, so I don't do crocheting much. I don't think I'm used to kind of like the hand movements, but although it's on my left hand, it ended up both wrists kind of hurting in the end. Um, but yeah, so this is me just gradually going through. finally reattaching it. It is no way perfect, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, it has become something that's functional. You know, it's not beautiful, um, but yeah, I think uh, this is my approach at the moment. Is I'm just trying to learn techniques, and whether I make something good out of them is another matter. That's for further down the road. At the moment, I need to kind of like get used to doing things, and learn them, um, and obviously having to repeat and your own from your own mistakes, you know, is probably a good way to do that. So, um, yeah, this bit of footage goes on forever, so I'm not gonna make you sit through it all. Um, so for now, I'm just gonna chop it here, and we'll come back to uh, the reality of, of what I've actually made. Oh, look at me! Is that a little look of pride or confusion as to what's going on here? I think it's just pointing out the way the stitches are done. Yeah. So that's the first video. Over and done with. Uh, Probably really rubbish footage, but I promise I do get better at recording stuff. um, I mean, maybe a bit too much, you know. There's probably loads of it for me to edit down from future videos. That is probably stretching out what is possible there, because I was just literally pressing record and letting it film. But hopefully you can see where this channel is going in terms of um, really bad knitting, um, lots of frustrations and mistakes, me having to redo lots of things. Is that something you'd like to watch? Nevertheless, that's the journey this channel's going on. You know, I'm hoping one day I'll be able to look back and go, oh, I think, oh my god, I was so rubbish back then, but now I'm so talented. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get on and edit some more of these videos. Um, I've got several months worth to do, because I've just been filming and filming it and focusing on the one big project that will come down the line. Probably the next video I'll start it. Maybe the video after. We'll see. Um, but yeah. Thanks for watching.